everyone, and welcome back to the Friends Forever podcast. This is our 7th week doing this. How awesome is that? 14 weeks of us talking about life. Like we said before, we're all here. Gang's all here. Friends forever. Hee hee, haha.
Oh my gosh, kinda. Yikes.
So in addition to us having done this for 14 weeks, Fanfiction Friday has been running for over a year now. And, I think our first episode came out May 5th of 2015, so how crazy is that?
6th.
May 6th, you're right.
Yeah.
That blows my mind because I went back and watched our 58-second introduction today because I was bored, and my hair goes down to my shoulders. So that was the thing, and we were definitely filming in my bedroom in my house.
Yeah,
and
that's where most of them happened in the beginning.
And then a lot of them happened in my dorm.
Here.
we did some magical things. We haven't had a guest on that show for a while.
So we should do that.
We probably should. That'd be fun. Actually, I was looking through.
I don't know if you wanted to be in.
Yeah, I was really bored, so I was looking through like our most viewed videos on Rec Room. A Sad Secret, Red X Green Yowie. The first 2 parts, I think, have each broken 100 views.
That fan.
The one fic that Abbey joined us in, the Soft and Sweet and More Than I Deserve, or Gentle Kisses on Cheeks or something. It was the hockey one.
Yeah, it's
finger guns.
That one has almost 70 views.
Oh yay!
Yeah, I expected My Immortal to be more popular, but it really isn't. Oh, and that one Hinata's Monster Dick, the story of how Kageyama died a tragedy, has like over 80 views. So,
oh god.
So Fanfiction Friday has some good hits, and the beginning of Clockwork did pretty well too.
We need to find small fandoms that they have nothing going for them.
Who want to hear basically audiobook
Haikyuu
versions.
does. But
Yikes.
Yeah. So I just wanted to point that out because we've been doing that for a year now, and that's the most consistent thing that this channel has had is Fanfiction Friday.
And we still haven't started our cosplay thing.
Yeah,
we don't talk about the dark times.
You've been pretty bad at that.
The Shadow Realm.
I'm gonna send you to the Shadow Realm.
I'm already there.
Ooh, that got dark. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because I thought that was really cool, and that's probably the biggest update that this channel has. Like, I have a lot of stuff that's in the quote-unquote planning stage that we all need to work on, but we're all super busy people. Yeah. So it's like, what do you want from us?
Wednesday, when you come over
we're gonna get
film,
a lot of stuff done.
We could film me making that stupid guitar for my most recent cosplay.
We could. I plan on working on a lot of stuff, but this is, again, we'll talk about that later. So yeah, update-wise, Abby, Lindsay, and I are all out of school.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to us being free birds while Bethany suffers under the way to finals.
Kill me.
Woo!
Not even to finals yet.
What is this?
Oh, you're not even there yet? Damn.
I have 2 weeks of class. And then reading week and then finals.
That sounds awful.
4
I'm so sorry.
freaking weeks.
We'll come down a little early before ASEN.
And brighten
oh yeah, because this is going to go up.
Existence.
This actually goes up tomorrow, so that lets the audience know, like,
so yeah, come
reference.
Find me at ASEN this weekend.
And me.
And Abbey.
Yeah, half of Rec Room's going to be there because the other half has things going on, / one person may have forgotten to buy a ticket, but we don't talk about that because he knows his mistake. he knows what he did wrong, so he's not going to be at ASEN, but...
Although he could have used Bethany if he had asked off.
But I didn't because I didn't think I was going. It's fine. But yeah, go to ASEN. If you already have your ticket, awesome. If you don't have a ticket, buy one because it's going to be an awesome time. And then go see if you can find Abby and Lindsay.
If you don't have a ticket, message us. We'll sell you one for cheap.
But actually,
we'll have Bethany's name on it.
Leave a message on the Rec Room Facebook page, and you will probably get a ticket for cheap.
I will meet you in a pink trench coat and like a sun hat.
We could have done this
give
as
you
a
this
pro.
ticket to make it seem like a drug trade.
Yes.
Or something. In a pink trench coat.
Also, if you haven't
fedora.
If you haven't liked the Rec Room Facebook page, the link is down below under every episode of this and every episode of Fanfiction Friday. Just go and like the page. That's where we post all of our updates. Usually it's just announcing when videos come out, so you should get that in your subscriptions, but sometimes there'll be announcements or like pictures of us doing things. We got things planned. Lots of social media fun stuff. But you should follow it. It's a cool thing.
Yeah,
that's my plug.
Maybe Roommate Season 2.
Maybe. We're hoping, right? Our fingers are crossed. At least mine are.
Yes.
Cross
Just
my
find
toes,
a day.
too.
Plan it right now. Right now. Just plan it.
We'll work on it. Not here, though. Not on the podcast.
Of course not.
But yeah, that's basically the biggest thing that's happened. Bethany's working on a thing. What is your lab on? I know you were working on it prior to this. I'm just kind of curious.
Oh, it's for physics, the physics class I'm in right now. I have a lab due every week. We do the
Gross.
lab. I have the lab every Tuesday, and then the lab report is due the night before the next one. So Monday night is when this is.
Those are my weakness.
Yeah, I actually really like them. They're one of my favorite homework assignments.
Except the class is a butt.
Wait, which class is this now?
Physics.
Physics. That might not be terrible. Chemistry was always...
Physics is cool.
I've heard the chemistry labs are pretty brutal, at least
They
here.
were so weird. It was terrible.
But
I don't know what it's like.
Physics,
to
the
take
class
some
is
Dark
brutal.
time.
I suck at physics worse than I suck at, chemistry. But I think physics labs are better than chem labs, so...
I think all the sciences suck.
Wow.
I heart science, especially earth science.
We're not talking
That
about
sounded
Pangea.
like Bethany wants to segue.
I do want to segue.
All right, what's up?
I know you talked about the fancy, stupid term segue, but I want to actually ride a Segway.
Oh, me too.
Oh,
No, straight
wow.
up me too.
Let's
I
go
laughed
visit
so
Bethany
hard.
and take a Segway tour.
They're all over the place, and I
know,
almost
that's what I'm
almost pee
saying.
myself laughing because I'll just be walking through the park, and then there's just this group of 10 people on segways all rolling past, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is
It'd be so fun.
hilarious. Yeah, sure, I guess.
Let's do
I've
it.
never tried them before. Anyways,
Let's
so-
vlog the experience.
That's
I
dangerous.
don't. This could be
Not vlog
super.
and drive.
There's a Bones episode where they're on a Segway tour and they find a dead body.
Me too.
Oh my gosh.
R.I.P. in peace.
Okay, so
So, anyways, I don't know if this is gonna be interesting for anybody else or how much we can
No.
talk about it.
No, I'm kidding.
But I'm in an earth science class right now, and I just absolutely love it. I think it's super cool, and I don't know, especially the things we learn about, and especially when they put in perspective how ridiculously old the Earth is, and how tiny of a window human life on Earth is and will be most likely, and I don't know. The first day of class we kind of talked about this, how if you said the history of the Earth started on January 1st, and went through a calendar year, and that was all of Earth's history that's happened thus far, that the dinosaurs would show up on, I think he said the dinosaurs would show up on Christmas, or no, they'd show up on December 15th, and they would be extinct by December 25th. He went through all these different things, the first amoeba forms
Was
halfway
it the humans
through. Humans
appeared in the
form
last hour or something?
the humans I think show up on December 31st at 11:30 p.m. or something. It's just it's literally so small of a window that we're here for. And I don't know, and I guess just and learning about Pangea especially just seems so cool to me, that super long time ago there was a supercontinent, and
oh my god.
I don't know. It just it's just cool. I don't know. I'm a huge nerd, but I just think that's super
No.
neat.
I agree with you, because I definitely have looked into dinosaurs and Pangea and stuff like that, and also it kind of makes sense because everyone's always look at the shape of Africa and the shape of South America, and it's
oh my god.
they definitely fit together. They're
And they're like, oh, this
They're
dinosaur was
soulmates.
found here and here.
yeah,
and
it's
they match up,
it's
and
you
ooh.
can't really deny that
No.
South America and Africa definitely were connected at some point, because they definitely fit each other like a glove, which is awesome in my opinion. But a
And
stupid
it's also
joke.
just really cool, because if you look along certain coastlines, especially the African and South American coastline, there's the same fossil evidence, even though they're
Yes.
separated by an ocean, and Wait, why is Lindsay laughing?
Because she just said that.
She did?
Wow.
I did not
She-
hear you.
She's like, oh yeah, and then it's they'll find a dinosaur here and a dinosaur there, and they'll be like, it's the same.
Well, not dinosaurs, but like single cell. Like,
Dinosaurs are fossils, but
Yeah. We fuel
but
our
I'm
cars
pretty-
with dinosaurs.
Yo, I don't
Hence
feel
dino
like
fuel.
dinosaur. I'm pretty sure dinosaurs were post Pangea.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure they are. I'm gonna Google
I
it.
I don't know. But a stupid
Like-
joke that relates to continental drift is I read that Hawaii and Japan are slowly moving towards each other, and someone posted under it like in a comment, and they were just like, "So when they collide, are they going to be known as kawaii?"
Wow.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That is such a good joke. You guys are welcome for that.
Disgusting.
Why? What is that? Is that just
Clay.
Oh, I was like, do you just have a box of crayons?
No, it's a tub of clay.
Oh, I'm sorry, crayons.
Crayon.
Crayons.
Crayon.
Crayons.
Crayon.
Crayons.
Bag.
Big.
Oh, I found it.
It's my big.
This is what I was looking for.
Whatever. You guys are
Collusion
just
thing.
different and weird. We've already
Leg.
had this discussion.
Leg.
Yeah, it's your leg.
Was this the
Leg.
first episode we were arguing over the way we pronounce things?
Yes.
Probably
Literally. We argue all the time over this. This is nothing new for us.
It's everyone
Dragon.
against Kenny.
It usually is. It's my dragon.
Darn
I'm
Michiganer.
dragging my balls across your face.
Kenny! Oh, you
Let's do some
that's
incense.
nasty.
That's a middle school joke. Have you never heard that before?
That's gross.
Did no one ever come up to you in middle school and be like, "Do you like
No.
dragons?" And then you were
No.
like, "Yeah," and then they'd be like, "Good, because I'm
No.
dragging
No
my
one
balls
said
across
that
your
to me,
face."
We don't
But
have
yes, I've
friends
heard
like
it.
this. You did.
Yeah.
No one's ever said it to me.
I was like, "This joke is not new. I heard this when I was like 12."
I was the innocent one. No one ever talked these things about me. Or talked about these things to me.
That's you know what?
No one talked
They
to me.
respected you.
Lindsay!
They respected your purity.
I'm
That
sorry.
got so real so fast. You're
Oh
like,
my
I didn't
gosh.
have friends. Oh Jesus.
She
Oh,
has
Lord.
friends, gosh.
Yeah, she
I
had
had you
us.
three. That was pretty much it. And
You know what?
Christina during Spanish class.
Do you need more than us three? Honestly, no.
Yes.
Maybe.
Because now at college, I live myself.
Wow.
You're always busy.
Why are
Okay,
you
and
hurting
I'm not
my
gonna be there.
soul?
This is not good podcast material, people. Let's get back
I
to
know this is
something
getting depressing.
I'm sorry.
Like my heart
I don't
can't
think
like
that-
like.
nah,
do you
it's
want to
fine.
like talk about this afterwards? Like,
No, it's okay.
okay. Anyways, jumping ahead to it. Segues are weird. Does your computer shut down or does it
No,
not?
just went to sleep.
We're
Okay.
good.
All right.
Good.
The
Everything's fine.
screen went to sleep.
Everything's
Okay.
fine.
Okay, so
Oh my gosh.
segue.
We need to improve our podcasting. Because this is
Nah,
I know.
we're
Bad.
great.
this is so bad.
So segues are weird, and I'm going to jump into something else because I do want to talk about it because it actually sort of interests me.
Oh,
a
wait,
little bit,
quick.
just a little bit.
I want to like pop something in. So, India was its own like continental plate, and if you watch
my
the
God,
video I
Abby.
sent you guys, you would see this. It's funny
And it
because like
rammed up and created
the plates
noise.
it's funny. Like the plates are moving, and then all of a sudden India kind of like goes off by itself and just
trucks,
goes.
just like,
It's just like trucking and like smashes into the like Eurasia continent, and that's how the Himalayas formed.
Okay.
Fun fact.
Great. Good for that.
I just
God,
Continental
interesting.
drift.
Anyways,
Again.
bye.
that didn't make a satisfying sound.
I know, I was a little sad. So here's
You
the
just need
thing.
to do it faster.
No, it's fine. So here's the thing that I want to talk about a little bit, and I'm going to do the thing that Bethany fucking hates, where I'm just like, I'm going to drag it out until I think of it.
Put in my
No, I actually do have something I
I'm
want to
gonna
talk
kill
about.
you.
I do have something I want to
So
talk about.
talk about it. Ah,
Okay.
God.
So a friend of mine from college, I'm not going to name him to protect his privacy, but he knows who he is if he ever happens to watch these. We were talking when we were hanging out. It was him, myself, and another one of our friends, and he brought up this idea, and he was just like, okay, so I'm kind of religious, you know, I think God's really important in my life and like all of that. So I'm thinking like he was like, I want you guys to hear this and tell me what you think. And he was like, I think it should be required for all schools to teach religion.
Like all religions?
Yeah, yes. He was like, I think it should be required for schools to teach religion, and it should be required for all schools to set aside time for prayer and religious activities. And I want to know what you guys think, because he and I already had this discussion, and I'm curious to know what you guys think to get a feel for, like, I don't know, and then I'll tell you what I think. So let's...
I mean, you already do kind of learn about religions in, like, history classes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it really needs more than that. Just, like, the basic beliefs of each system and blah, blah, blah.
I think, like, the opportunity should be there, and the students should be able to choose if they want to take the opportunity. But I don't think it should be required.
I don't know about all schools, though.
That too.
Required.
Yeah.
I think, I'm going to say something different. I think that, I agree with him. Yes, I do think that, because, you know, I mean, I never learned about, I think the only time I ever learned about, like, religions in school was that time in okay, can't even bleep out a name. Was it social studies when we each you could
like
pick
7th
like
grade?
Sikh or Judaism?
We had to make like a box or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't remember. It was some kind of thing. But that's like the only time I ever learned about it, and like I'm glad that I did, because otherwise I don't think I would have known like next to nothing about them. And I don't know, and like religion is like super important in the world, so I like for sure I don't know. Yeah, I see. You don't know if he was like saying that there should be a separate class for it, or if it should just be like, because when we learned it, it was included in the social studies curriculum for 7th grade, 8th grade, whatever it was.
I think offering the electives would be good. Like,
Well, they kind of do that in, like, college.
I know, but like,
well, not everybody goes to college.
Exactly, which is why you get some beautiful people on Facebook who love to post about how all Muslims are terrorists. But
exactly, that's why I would definitely
yeah.
argue that we should learn about it, because so many people are ignorant about it, and so I think it's like super. Also, it's like if we learn, I mean, yeah, you should learn about all of them. I don't think you should like learn about one exclusively more than any of the other ones, and I don't know, like, because religion just plays a huge role in our society, and I don't know, maybe people get touchy about it, but I still think it's like, you know, school's job is to like teach and educate, and I feel like that is a piece that's like super important in the world as a religious person myself. But also, even if you aren't religious, like, especially like you said, like ignorance of Islam is like causing a lot of problems in our like society today. And just has caused a lot of problems in the past too.
Oh, yeah. You know what's really fascinating about this is usually you and I argue about things, Bethany, but we are, like, 100% on the same page here, and that fascinates me a little bit. Yeah, we were sitting, he and I had this discussion, and I was like, you know what, I agree on the fact that requiring, like, a religious studies class, I think, would be a very good thing. I think that would force everyone to at least
Or at least, like,
know.
a semester of it.
Yeah, like one semester in high school of required religious studies, just to, like, get you aware of every faith that is out there, especially the core ones.
Every might be.
Specifically the core ones, and to, like, make sure that it's, like, so if you do meet someone who's Jewish, like...
Don't, like, insult them to their face.
Like, this is what they practice, so if you go out to eat with someone who's Jewish or Muslim, or I guess just Islamic, I think, in general, and they're just like, I'm not going to order pork, like, you respect that without being like, well, why? Like, I think that's a really good thing to know.
Or
and
here's why ISIS is not Muslim.
Exactly. And especially, considering that we live in such a strong, like, Catholic, Christian, I guess is the proper word. It's Christian. Yeah. The Christian society, and, like, that's what most people in the United States know as a religion. And, like, that's what they were raised in, and that's what they sort of learned, because almost everyone else falls under Christianity.
Like, literally every president.
So it's like... So I think it's really good to branch out from that and be like, here's all this stuff to learn. The only part where he and I disagreed was the required time to put aside for religious practices.
I'm not sure about that. I'd have to think about that more.
I don't know.
Because I was like, in a private school that would fly, but in a public school, you
if
can't.
There's like there's that, like, the Muslim religion, whatever, they have to pray, like, at certain times.
Liturgy of the hours.
Yeah. Then that is fine, but like time to pray when you don't need to pray right then is like you can pray whenever, wherever you want, most of the time.
Well, most schools are actually still understanding and ready about the liturgy of hours. Like, you get a break at like 10 o'clock, noon, and like 2 o'clock in the day. Where
they would just let those students out of class for
they'd go to the office, they'd get
their
little carpets squared, they'd pray their 5-minute prayer, and then they go back to class. Like, that's already a thing that happens in schools.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
I just wasn't...
Most religions aren't, like, at a specific time that you need to do this.
Right, which is why I was like, you don't need to, like, set aside a break period for most religions to be like, you can go pray now. I think
it'd be weird.
I think it's sort of like, yeah, I honestly think,
cultish.
From my understanding, Islam is the only faith where it's like,
yeah,
this is a specific time you need to do this. Because my whole life being raised Roman Catholic has been like, you pray whenever the hell you want to.
Well, Roman Catholics technically have a liturgy of the hours as well that you're supposed to do.
I never learned this, and I'm almost 20 years old.
I know, I'm just saying. I get to do when I go to Poland.
Wow, do you want to talk about that? Because I've never heard about this before, and I'm actually curious. Yeah, for, like, Roman Catholics.
It's the same for, like, all Abrahamic religions. Like, Jewish people have the opportunity to do it. The Muslim faith does it, or the Islamic faith with the Muslims do it. And then we have it as well. And you can actually look it up. There's, like, the Christian Liturgy of the Hours type thing. And each day has a certain, like, set of, I think it's 7 prayers. Like, you do one at sunrise, 2 in the morning, 1 at lunch, 2 in the afternoon, and then 1 at sunset.
This sounds terrible.
Well, it's just like a 5-minute reflection type thing where you're just, like,
5 minutes, I guess.
Pray, and then you reflect on it, and then you move on with your day kind of thing.
It just seems like a lot of prayer.
I definitely never knew about this. Like, we went to...
It's
our catechism never touched on this.
No, it's one of the...
You'd think,
it's one of the similarities
the
between
face.
Islam and Islam and Christianity that they don't shine on. Like, interfaith studies is really interesting to me, and I really hope to actually look into it more. But all the Abrahamic religions, like, overlap so much that if you take out, like, the core, like, Muslim versus Jewish versus Christianity, like, we could all be considered one faith. And it's literally just, like, from the Abrahamic religions, is like, you followed this son, you followed this son, you followed this boy, and
the different
went
prophets.
on with it.
Yeah, you know, touching up on that one faith thing you said, which this is slowly becoming the religion podcast, but I'm totally cool with that because religion is fascinating. But, like, for many, many, many years now, I've been under the, like, every religion is essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, at its core, the values and the morals of it tend to be the same. You know, it's like, respect everyone, you know, don't
Satanism.
do this. Like, don't have sex before you're
It
married.
actually
Almost
is
every
pretty
religion has that. Like, all of these, like, core values tend to be the same. It's like, help those that are less fortunate than you, you know, all of that stuff. So I've never understood, like, why certain religions are fighting. Because I'm always just like, at the core, you guys are pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, it's all belief in...
It's like Islam and Judaism and stuff that... Jesus, Christianity.
Right.
Mary, Catholicism. That sounded weird.
Mary.
Catholics.
No, more the Catholicism.
Catholicism?
Well, how I said it. It was kind of like a...
Yeah, like Hindu and Buddhism believe in the resurrection type stuff, which is their big difference.
And if you get reincarnated as a cow in Hinduism, that is the end of the road. Like, I think once you die as a cow of old age, you ascend into heaven. I think that's how it works.
Yeah, it's pretty much. And now
it's different. Like, their belief is like, you live your life to the fullest type thing, and you keep living until you're close to God, close to godly as you
which
can.
is a cow.
I was gonna say Buddhism,
which I thought was a cow.
Differs.
I don't remember.
Cows have good lives, apparently.
Yeah.
But
because
Buddhism,
the guy who
I would definitely say, like, differs from some, like, from, you were saying that, like, how do you say it?
Abrahamic.
Yeah, the Abrahamic religion, yeah. Like, there is at least, like, that class where there's, like,
yeah, it's
Buddhism
like Abrahamic versus, like, others
different.
kind of thing.
Yeah, I would say Buddhism is pretty different, but, yeah.
Well, Buddhism stemmed from a man, I believe, just meditating for a long, long time under a tree.
And reaching enlightenment.
And reaching enlightenment. And then people started following that to reach their own sense of enlightenment. And their beliefs stem from this one mortal man who just meditated till he reached enlightenment.
Yeah.
Whereas Abrahamic religions, you follow the Son of God, is who you follow.
Well,
no.
Well, Muhammad was a prophet,
Well,
I believe,
Judaism
Yes.
doesn't
and
have
Jesus is the Son of God.
Yeah, but
Oh, and Judaism follow
doesn't
follow
have-
God himself.
Yeah,
They
they believe
think
that the prophet is still coming.
is yet to come, yeah.
Yeah, that thing.
And then Bethany and her weird Lutheranism, like, I don't know what that's all about.
It's pretty much
literally
the
just
same.
like-
Yes, because that's totally different from
I got a divorce this one.
Christianity.
We were gonna separate from the church. Thanks.
My
Okay, bye.
favorite religion joke
What
I've ever
are
seen.
what is the main difference between Lutheran and Catholicism?
I don't-
I forget. I know it. but I
Martin
can't
Luther wrote
think
a
of it
big,
right now.
long list of complaints. I remember
I was
that.
just about. Oh my gosh, you guys don't know the name of it. It's the Luther's 95 Theses, and like supposedly, I don't know if this is like fact or not, but he nailed them to the door of the Wittenberg Church and was like, "What's up?" And I was waiting to say this. It is the 500th anniversary of like the because they consider that being like the Reformation. That's when like Lutheranism
at
was
them.
kind of made, I guess. That's when Luther officially like broke with the church. That 500th anniversary is coming up in 2017. So.
Oh, I thought it was like, was it this year? Wow, that's cool.
2017.
To be completely fair, though, from everything I've read about Catholic Church history, when he wrote those, he had every right to be pissed off because the church was really a terrible organization in the past. Like,
I mean, yeah.
I understand why people
400 years from like in the past, the Catholic Church was literally like crusades, killing everybody. Like you gotta.
The Catholic Church, and the Catholic Church was super corrupted too, because they'd be like, "You can buy forgiveness for your sins,"
Exactly.
and then
that was
the priest
a big
would just
thing
pocket
Luther had
that
a
money.
problem with.
Yep. But then like 100 years ago, it's just like, we can't do this anymore.
Yeah, the church.
Luther
So
had a
I
big problem
totally,
with
like-
purgatory and how you could like because we don't believe in purgatory, and he had a big
Dang,
problem.
that's grim.
He
You
we
ain't got
just,
no chance.
No, we believe
Down
you
to
go
hell.
right to
Stay
heaven.
there.
You don't get a like. I mean,
Black
okay, so
or white, no gray.
I'm speaking for like ELCA Lutherans here,
Yeah.
which I could talk about that. There's like
No.
huge differences between. Well, because you can't.
Well,
just
I'm
say,
actually.
like, you
I'm
can't-
actually fascinated, so
Yeah.
if
So
you
you
want to talk
can't-
about it, I will listen.
I'll just like give
Talk
a
about
brief,
it in your own time.
a brief little thing. No, so you can't group all when you say like Lutherans. That's actually like a very still a very diverse group. Like the main ones, there's ELCA, I think is the biggest, and then Missouri Synod is also a thing, and then Wisconsin Synod is also one, but that's a lot smaller. But there's where we live, there's some obviously because we live in Wisconsin. But ELCA is like it's like a much more, I don't want to say liberal, but I guess that's the easiest way to like describe it. And the Missouri Synod Church is Lutherans are like I'm just gonna say conservative. That's not like giving it just like justifying it, but that like ELCA Lutherans have a lot more in common with like Presbyterians than we do with Missouri Synod Lutherans. It's interesting, but I don't remember what I was gonna say about ELCA Lutherans now. What were we saying? We don't believe. That's what I was gonna say. We don't believe in purgatory. We think that, and I can't speak for all ELCA Lutherans either, but we're like really, really big on grace and on the fact that like you
get to go to heaven. You get to go to heaven.
Yeah, like
Everybody gets to go to heaven.
Exactly. Like we don't.
Except you, Lucy. Get down
We
there.
don't believe
Stay.
that like your actions are gonna determine whether you get into heaven. It's like by the grace of God, everyone will go to heaven, kind of thing.
Unless you're a non-believer, then you're going to hell.
Wow.
Well,
down
I
there.
mean, we're more gray
Oh,
on the hell
the
thing.
gray roots are-
My pastor was talking about this the other day, and I thought it was like actually kind of a neat concept. He's like, I don't believe
He could
in
still hear
hell.
me, couldn't though.
It's just like whether like and like some people people have written things about it too, but like the fact that like I don't know, like once you get to heaven, you're gonna be like whoop whoop, like part of the party.
I just think of this anime. Oh my god. Death
Everything
Parade.
makes you think of anime.
Anime is like...
They go to like this judgment area, then they either get sent for reincarnation or just their soul disappears into the void.
Huh.
Wow.
And they compete against each other.
Alright.
As you were saying,
to
Bethany,
show
because
if
I'm
they're
actually
good people.
interested in what you're saying.
But like,
Well,
so
I don't know, she lagged on my computer, so I couldn't hear, so I was like, okay,
Yeah,
whatever.
we were kind of just sitting here just like,
this
It
whole
was only
idea.
like 15 seconds.
anyways, that like hell, and I would agree with this, that hell doesn't exist, and that if like, I don't know, because you could say that like, oh, if you don't believe in God, then like you, like heaven is like
barred,
or like, yeah, like you're just waiting to go to the party, or just the idea that like, you know, when you get to heaven, like there's no way you can't believe, because you're just like, wow, this is crazy.
Must be this tall to enter.
So
Increase
I don't know.
grace.
I like that idea. I mean, because that's just like, that's a huge thing about like Lutherans, is that we're all about. Deanna illustrates it all the time with the arrow coming down. Like God comes down to us, and like, you know, we can never like have the arrow go up. Like there's nothing we can do that will like ever like get us to like be on God's level. God has to be like, okay, I'll let you guys hang out with me, kind of thing.
So
Which I don't know.
God's the
I
hot
think
friend?
that's I don't know. I just think that's really, really neat, and I love that, because it's like, because when people are like, oh, like you have to go out and crusade and, you know, tell everybody, because that's how you're gonna get into heaven. That's like, I don't, and like every time you do a good deed, isn't that like somewhat self-centered, because you're like, yep, doing my good deeds so that I can get into heaven. It's like, I don't know, if you think about it with like in terms of grace, that whole like self-interest isn't there.
Oh,
It's just
he's
nice.
got a finger held up. Oh.
This is a finger hold up for slight agreement with slight disagreement.
Okay.
Okay, I'll agree that like what you said about the good deeds being like, oh, I'm doing this because I'm gonna go to heaven now. Like that mentality is super self-centered.
Mm-hmm.
However, I am a huge fan of the idea of being like, if you are a good person and you do good things, that's going to reward you later in life. Because I personally do believe in karma. I believe that the nicer you are, the more nice things are likely to happen to you, and vice versa. That's how I feel personally about life. So I'm a big fan of like encouraging people to be nice for the sake of being nice. I do understand that, you know, there are people that do good deeds with the self-centered mindset, but the best way to go about good deeds is to just do them. And I really like, even
Go
if
for it,
people
yeah.
are doing good things for selfish reasons, like,
They're
the
still
bottom
doing
line is they're still still doing a good deed. Like, they're still helping someone who needs help. They're still, like... So, like, I'm kind of torn. I'm like, the reason you should be doing a good thing is just because that's what you should be doing. Like, morally, I don't know.
So
But,
I'm
like,
about to throw a parable at you, if you'll let me.
Okay.
Oh my god.
As soon as I
gosh.
finish, I promise. As soon as I
Y'all
finish.
know
Welcome
that I'm
to God
a
Talk with
student.
Rick Room.
Well, I'm a paid student minister at
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Lutheran Center, so like I get geeked about this.
I know, this is very exciting.
Why didn't we talk about this earlier?
I don't know.
Anyways.
But to close up my thought, like, I'm... Like,
oh yeah, sorry.
Even though it is selfish to be like, the only way to go to heaven is to do good deeds, so people are doing good things just so they can go to heaven. I'm a big fan of, you know, I'm still a fan of the system because it's still encouraging people to do good deeds.
Yeah.
Like, the logic behind it's a little bit flawed in, like, the self-centered way, but, like, you're still getting people to go out and help the elderly. You're still getting people to donate food for the needy. You're still getting people to, like, donate their time and money and services to, like, build shelters in, like, countries that need them, or places even in the US that need them. Like, you're still getting that. And I think that the end result is still totally worth it, even if, like, at the back of these people's minds is, like, the only reason I'm doing this is so I can get into heaven. Does that make
Okay.
any sense at all?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but
Like, yeah, I'm not trying to, like, be like, that's the right way to think
No,
about
yeah,
it, but
no.
I'm just trying to be like, it's still good that they're doing it.
yeah, and that, I think that is a valid point. Yeah, that good things are still happening, but yeah, I don't know. It just still feels really wrong to me. Like, at least, okay, so personally, churchy language warning. Like, that doesn't feel. I don't think that is what, like, Jesus or God wants us to do, like, what God calls us to do. And I think people who, like, think that, oh, like, this is what God wants me to do so that I can get to heaven, like, I fundamentally disagree with that. But I would definitely agree with you that they're still doing good things, so that is good.
How many times can you say good in a sentence, Bethany?
Good.
Get good.
But yeah, I don't know. It's I definitely have a big. I just.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Ken.
What?
Lindsay pulled out this cute little urn,
It's a Dead Sea Scroll.
and it's got like a scroll. Yeah, and I thought it was a dildo. Like a little dildo.
Kenny.
I'm going to all the bags they're sitting here because I'm
From
bored.
God to dildo.
Sorry.
Title.
So you said you had a parable, and I kind of want to hear it, so...
Oh, well, yeah. So this is like, it's sort of related, but not super related. So, the parable of the prodigal son, you know? That
Oh,
one?
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
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 Everyone knows
So-
that one.
I know.
Well, not
That's
everybody.
the son who, like, he goes out, and, like, he ends up investing
He's
the
like,
money.
hey, Dad, split up the land and money for that I'm gonna get when you're dead.
Yeah, and give it to me
Right.
now.
And the one son who's terrified of, like, losing the money buries it.
No.
Oh,
No.
wait.
Those are the
That's-
workers.
You're
Oh,
actually...
those are the workers?
No, wait. You
This
guys
is the
are...
one where he goes out and gets all poor and
Just
shit.
let
Then
Beth
he
talk.
comes home
Okay,
and
yeah,
his
I
dad's
need to
like,
listen to
"Oh, my
Beth."
son, let's kill the young sheep or whatever the frick it was."
Okay, I need to hear this
Okay, so
parable,
yeah.
because I've
So-
got it confused with the workers, apparently.
Yeah, Kenny, that's two different parables, but they basically have the same mess. Well, similar
No.
messages. So yeah, you're thinking about the parable, I think, of the talents, which is like the coins.
Yes.
Yeah.
And,
yes.
and yeah, one dude's dumb and he buries it in the ground and the guy's pissed because he's like, why did you do that? But yeah, parable of the prodigal son is like Lindsay said. Yeah, he's like, oh, Dad, I know you're going to give me half your stuff when you die. Give it to me now. And then he goes off and he like parties his way around and is really stupid and he's like super poor and destitute. And then he like tries to come back to his dad's house to be hired as a slave or whatever, like what not. And then his
Worker.
dad's like, "Oh my gosh, it's my son, yay!" And he like throws a party.
We thought you were lost.
And yeah, my son that was lost now has returned or something like that. And
His older brother's kind of like,
and he orders the fatted calf to be slaughtered, and they have a party. And the older brother's like, "What the hell, dude? Like,
I was the good son. I stayed here. I listened to you."
and he didn't get anything for it. He was like, "I didn't. You'd never like even let me, have a goat when my friends and I wanted to have a dinner together. But when he comes back, having lost everything, like he gets a party." And he's like
you need to say what the dad says, because number one, I forgot, and number two, that is like
That's
the
what she
moral
just
of
said,
it, and I
pretty
want to
much.
know.
it pretty much is that. Like, I should say what the dad says
Because the older son like complains, and like the dad like says something, and that's the end of the parable.
Yeah, exactly. And what the dad said is kind of important. So it's Luke 15. I have my Bible out, y'all. Like, so
There's one in the
legit.
closet if you want to grab that out.
Mm-mm.
Matthew, Mark, Luke,
And John,
John.
and
The
John.
Beatles.
the Beatles.
Matthew.
All right. Oh, you're gonna find the parable.
The
Oh, we gotta fill this
Beatles.
void.
I mean,
Yeah.
John.
Okay.
Okay, so, do you have it?
Yes, prodigal
Okay.
and his brother, and I'll just skip to the end. Here, I'll read what the older son says when he's all mad.
Okay. All right.
Bible talk.
For all these years I have been working like a slave for you, and I have never disobeyed your command, yet you have never given me even a young goat so that I might celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours came back, who has devoured your property with prostitutes, you killed the fatted calf for him. Then the father said to him, Son, you are always with me, and all that is mine is yours. But we had to celebrate and rejoice, because this brother of yours was dead and has come to life. He was lost and has been found. So,
In retrospect, I really like that parable.
there's so Jesus was a really good storyteller. Like, I highly encourage, and Luke is the gospel that has like the most it has a ton of parables, and they're like they're really neat, honestly, to read sometime. 21 Theo, my freshman year, when I wasn't the
That's me just reading her Bible.
student minister. Well, that was in a
once when I was younger, I had to read the Bible as a punishment. Like part of the Bible.
that's really
As a punishment.
That's such
Oh.
a bad. That's such a bad.
Yeah, that's a bad
strategy.
punishment.
That's such a bad strategy.
I told myself I wanted to read it, and then I never did. But like, I go to church frequently enough to know parables, and I know which ones I like the most. Like, I like that one. I really like the one with the talents. I don't know. Talents. I really like that one. I really like the one. Oh, there's one where like
the Good Samaritan. That's a good one.
I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure there's one where like there's this woman who like she either cheated or she's a prostitute or something. She's going to be stoned. And, like,
cast not the first stone.
I think the Pharisees or whatever like.
Esther?
I don't know.
No, it's not Esther.
I think the religious officials are like, Jesus, if you are truly a man of God, you will stone this woman. And he's like, no, like, she's still a person and she deserves forgiveness and love just like everyone else.
The one who's truly innocent cast the first stone or whatever.
Yeah, I really love
sin.
That one.
And then nobody cast the first stone because, like, yeah, y'all have sinned. So who are you to judge this lady?
I absolutely love that parable. That is like my number one favorite parable. I also like the one about the seeds.
Actually, that one I don't think is a parable because it actually happened. Parables are like the stories that Jesus told. But that's a good story.
Well, it's a good story.
Yeah.
It's a good lesson.
Right,
yeah.
I
that
really...
people really need to actually pay attention to.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of really neat like morals in the Bible. Like, even if you're not religious, because I know some people that either listen to this or will listen to it in the future or whenever you happen to find this. Some of you might not be religious, but even if you're looking at the Bible just as a book of like, here's, instead of like, this is, you know, stories about God or whatever, you can look at it like, here's life lessons that are really good.
Yeah,
because you can find a lot of really good life lessons in there.
And some of the rules that are like in like the Old Testament stuff, like no seafood, no combining fabrics of two different plants and all this stuff.
The Old Testament's kind of outdated. That's why we have a New Testament. Let's be real.
Yeah.
How many people did I just offend?
Woo.
Well, yeah. Anyways,
the whole Jewish faith.
Talking about like even if you're not religious, the Bible has some like cool stories. Yeah, there's a person at the campus ministry that I am involved in that is an atheist, and he's like told us that he's an atheist, but he like, you know, believes in Jesus the human, and like, you know, and he did some like really amazing things, and like we should like try and like listen to what he said and stuff like that. He just doesn't believe in his divinity, which I'm like, that's interesting.
I respect that. You know,
yeah.
I appreciate.
They're actually the vice president of the ministry.
Wow, no, that's really cool. That like he's just like, I don't believe in God, I don't believe in divinity, but I believe that this was a really cool guy who did a lot of cool and good things. So we should try to emulate the cool and good things that he, the human, did. That's really cool. I actually can get behind that 100%.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I just thought so that really goes along with what you're saying, that like the Bible has good lessons.
Hashtag Godsquad.
Godsquad, yeah.
Nuns
that's a good hashtag. Oh, that's a really good hashtag.
That was the thing I pitched once for a show.
With Morgan Freeman? Oh, no.
No, for a show.
I remember last podcast you brought up a Morgan Freeman show about religion.
It's only got 4 parts, and they're an hour each.
That's 4
Can we find it? Like, is it like going to be on Netflix?
It's on Charter Demand. It should be on Netflix within the next year, and it should be online somewhere too.
That's good, because I want to watch that when I have time. So it's maybe, really cool. Maybe when I have time where I'm just chilling at your house, i.e. tomorrow, if you tell me how to work your remote, I'll pull it up and watch some of it.
Okay, we'll see what happens.
That was weird planning stuff, but whatever. Because, just like, I don't know if it was History Channel, I don't know who did it, but it's the Bible. I know your mom, Abbey, has the DVDs, which I still want to borrow and watch, because I'm super fascinated by seeing, like, visual representations of, like, biblical stories.
And it's really historically, like, accurate, too.
Like
those, the Bible or whatever.
That's why I love The Prince of Egypt, the movie.
Heck yeah.
Because all the characters are drawn historically, anyway, like, accurately to where they would live geographically. Anyways, I'm just really fascinated by visual representations of, like, Bible stories and stuff like that. And yeah, even though I'm not, like, the most religious person, I'm still like, this is really cool and interesting, and obviously a huge part of human life if it's been around for thousands and thousands of years in some form or another.
Oh, yeah. True.
Like, even...
I don't know what that was.
Okay, well, like, even though, like, we know all the core religions, like, even, like, little tribes we, like, have no contact with the outside world, they still have, like, their own religion inside their little tribe, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, it's just really fascinating to me that, like, religion has been a part of human life probably since the beginning.
It's, very permeable.
And will continue to be forever. But you were saying something, I totally rudely interrupted.
Oh, no, it's totally fine. I just was, like, trying, so I said that parable, and then never really, like, said the point of it.
Oh, yeah.
But I actually thought of a different parable that illustrates
Who is it?
what I...
Don't commit to what? One sec.
Okay, pausing the podcast.
Okay, so parable
now.
that... So, I told the parable of the prodigal son, because we were way back, we were talking about, I think, doing good deeds and grace we were talking about. Well, and, like, this parable actually illustrates what I wanted to say better anyways. What?
So they have popcorn now, and they're gonna eat it close to the mic, and I don't want them doing
Trying
that.
to eat quietly.
Do not eat close to the microphone, because that will disgust me, and I won't edit it. Like, I can't. Continue, Bethany.
Okay, so parable of the workers in the vineyard basically is just,
Oh, I know that one.
these guys, some workers show up, like, in the, 9 in the morning when this landowner wanted people to come help and work. And then some showed up around noon, and then some showed up in the afternoon. And
Yes.
and at the end of the day, when, like, the farmer comes out to, like, pay everybody, they all get paid the same amount. And the people who were there early in the morning are pissed, and they're like, "What the heck? Like, what do you mean? Like, they get paid more when we worked, like, way longer." And he's like, "Well, I'm paying you what I said I would pay you, and it's my money, so, like, who are you to, like, say how I spend my money? Just, like, I paid you fairly, and that's the deal." And I think that that ties in with what I was saying before about, like, grace and all that, like, even if you're, like, going out and, like, doing all these good deeds and this and that, and you've been a Christian your whole entire life, and then, like, this other person maybe, doesn't do all these good things, like, you're both still gonna, like, end up in heaven, and you shouldn't be pissed that, like, "Oh my gosh, I was such a better Christian than he was." It's like, well, no, you get eternal life, and so does this person, and who are you? Like, I'm God, I get to decide what's up. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get that. I don't think, like, humans at all have any sort of say in who actually goes to heaven. And maybe you're right, maybe everyone goes to heaven. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you. I'm not going to say you're wrong, because I don't know.
Well,
that's an interesting movie.
I'll call you from the afterlife.
How can I say that I'm right, because I don't have any.
Right.
But,
I mean, I really like that way of thinking, though, the way of grace, where it's like, yeah, he'll come down and take who he wants. Preferably everybody, but, you don't get to decide who, and you don't get to know who.
If you had to sum Lutheran theology up into one word, it'd be grace.
Heaven and earth will meet, and there will be a more...
Grace is a nice word. Mm-hmm. Grace is also a very pretty name. That's a weird segue, but it's a very pretty name.
Yes.
I was thinking of Supernatural.
It's a dance answer.
Why?
Because the angels have grace, and they can lose their grace and stuff. I know, it's one of the episodes Anna's watching.
I have definitely never seen more than the pilot episode of Supernatural. Oh, that's a lie. I've seen the pilot episode and one of the episodes that Felicia Day was in, because it was on TV, and I saw her, and I was like, I'm watching this.
And she's a lesbian?
It's a good series.
She is a lesbian in that
Charlie.
show. But that's neither hither nor thither.
Something else we could possibly, like, briefly talk about. I'm just thinking about this.
Segue!
What's up?
What?
So, the ELCA has, like, these thing called social statements, which is basically, like, a document that they release and say, like, as a church, we stand by this, and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And so they have it for, like, a ton of different issues, and in our, like, Bible study thingy that I lead, in, like, the winter, we studied the one on race, ethnicity, and culture, and the study we're in right now is we're looking at one on gender-based violence. And it's really interesting. And this week, on Wednesday, so the first week it was like who, what, and why, and then this week is how does Christianity like sometimes contribute to these things. Very like interesting. Nice. I don't know if you guys have thoughts about it before I say things, but
okay, so this is a study on like who, what, and why when it comes to gender violence and what Christianity does to perpetuate it.
Well, that's what...
not perpetuate it, but like affect it.
Week 1 was who, what, and why. This week is how does Christianity sometimes contribute. Next week is like where is God in this violence, and then the third week is what can we do. The fourth week is what can we do.
Okay. So the who, what, and why. Obviously, when it comes to gender-related violence, it's usually, majoritively, at least what gets reported to like media and stuff, it's men versus women, where men are abusing the women,
or men versus everybody else.
Yeah, men tend to be aggressors.
There were some insane stats that we learned. It was like 95% of gender-based violence acts are committed by heterosexual men. Crazy.
Right, and I think a lot of that, from my personal understanding and my personal beliefs, a lot of that stems from like frail masculinity and like sort of like insecurity and said masculinity. Yeah. And the patriarchy definitely perpetuates gendered violence by like constantly putting women in position, like, you know, I saw this really cool video called Killing Us Softly, and it was a woman talking about like how advertising basically makes it so everyone, including women themselves, see women as just sexual objects, as weak, as like subordinate to men, like, and it sort of like encourages like rape culture and like violence against women. Yeah. It was a very, very fascinating thing. If you can find it on YouTube, maybe you guys should watch it. I don't know though, because I watched it through my individual and society class that I took, so I watched it on like the school's web server thing. So I don't know if it exists on YouTube or not, but it was really fascinating. So basically our society perpetuates that, but to tie religion into it, basically the one statement I have, it's not my own, I read it online where I read most things, and it was this beautiful post where it was like, so if people believe that God created the world and God created life, isn't it man's job to protect women because women create life? And I was like, I completely agree with that. That is really, like, that's a great way to put it. Like, if we see God as this being that created life, sort of in their own right, women are quote-unquote gods within themselves because they, too, create life. Like, you kind of need men to create life, too, but men don't carry a baby in them for 9 months, so
8.
I'm going to give it to...
closer to 10.
I'm going to give it to women. Anyways, that was that. I just read that and it sort of tied in, and yeah. I don't know. What did you guys have anything? By you guys, I mean Lindsay or Abby.
Popcorn.
Okay, Bethany, what do you have? They both just looked at me chewing popcorn, so.
Sorry, I'm hungry.
So
what did your little community come up with?
Well, I mean, so we talked about sort of, that kind of... We talked about... Well, I can, like, pull up the freaking outline if I wanted to. I guess the thing with, like, the... First, I wanted to respond to, like, your thing that was your Tumblr thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Interesting. But the whole idea of, like, men need to protect women is, like...
Kind of is saying that women need to be protected?
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
Okay, so I did say I agreed with it, but... when you put it that way, you're right.
Okay.
Women don't need protection, but like,
but we should.
Would you rather live in a world where people protect women or where people assault women? So, in the case of the two extremes, I would rather say it's men's duty to protect women than men's duty to fucking beat them senseless.
Yes, yeah. But like the whole protection thing, like, still it bugs me because that's like the whole idea that like women, like, I mean. Everybody needs to be protected by other people. Like, we can't all just be, but, like, I don't know, that still just, it ties into this whole thing of, like, like manliness and machismo and like I am the man, so it's my job to protect the woman. Like that. Yeah, that's not okay.
They don't need to protect them. They just need to respect them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you don't necessarily need to protect us. You just need to not rape us or like other things.
Right.
Like,
I love how we laugh, but like no, that's 100% serious, and I like 100% agree with the way Lindsay spun it is perfect, and that's a statement that I 100% am behind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's also interesting. So when we talk about gender-based violence, I think a lot of the time people immediately think sexual violence. And what we talked about a lot is that can be physical. It's like, physical, sexual, or emotional harm directed at a person in order to create power and control. And it's linked to gender, sex, and sexuality. So like if it's a hate crime because somebody's gay, that's gender-based violence. And basically like it encompasses a lot of like stuff. It's not just like sexual assault or things like that, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think I'm just gonna put this out there. This isn't like necessarily what we're talking about in the study that I'm doing, but I think in a lot of Christianity, not the LCA, whoop whoop, but the pastor or priest or whatever, that position, like the head of the church, can only be held by a male, and I think that is super destructive and like very much contributes to gender-based violence because it like
and they can't be like married half the time, or gay. Definitely not gay.
Yeah.
Definitely not gay.
And I mean that's another way. But I think that's just like such. Also, it's just like
is it
Episcopalian?
Episcopal?
Episcopalian.
Episcopal?
Whatever. Their religion seems kind of neat.
Yeah.
Because they can have like gay married people.
ELCA, ELCA can do that too. ELCA is awesome, guys. We came out a while ago before gay marriage was.
LOL, gay.
What?
Before gay marriage was
legalized in the United States.
Legal.
Like a while before that, actually, the ELCA came out with they decided at one of their national meetings that they were gonna write up like liturgy or they were gonna allow like gay marriages to be performed like in any ELCA church. Obviously, like the league like if it wasn't a state where it was legal, you wouldn't get the official license and all that, but they would still like perform a ceremony for people. Yeah, and I was like,
that's really awesome.
Mm-hmm, yeah, ELCA is so great, you guys. I love it so much. But yeah, I don't know. Like, doesn't that just blow your mind? Like, it blows my mind, especially having grown up in a church where, like, women could be pastors. Like, to learn that, like, other places, it's like, no, that's not allowed. Like, women just can't. Like, that, it's the 21st century, guys! Like, what the heck? Like, that just seems so behind the times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. The whole, like, it's so behind the times. Actually, that makes me think of, we did a talk back after Midsummer. We did a matinee performance for high schoolers. And in the show, because we were playing men and women could play any part, there were definitely scenes where, like, men kissed men. And it just happened, and that was how it was. No worries. And one of the high school students was like, how uncomfortable was it for you guys to kiss each other? And all of us were like, we've been doing it for, like, 2 weeks prior to this. Also, we don't care. And our text coach, and also the professor of the, like, class portion, she looked over at the girl and she was like, it's 2016, it's time to just start accepting that, like, even if these people aren't playing, like, there's gonna be men that love men and women that love women and transgender people, and it's just time to be open and accepting for everyone because we are too advanced as a society to not be. And then the funniest thing was the girl's high school teacher was like, it's not 2016 in high school. And my professor literally, like, took her hand, did, like, the closing motion, like, you need to shut your mouth, and was like, it's 2016. And it was so amazing. And I cannot believe the one woman was like, it's not 2016 in high school. Like, what is it in high school, 1959?
Yeah,
like what?
I don't understand what segregation saying.
That doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, it was the weirdest thing, and I don't know what what point she was trying to get across. Like, no. And if there's one place where you need to be, I think, if you need to be open and accepting, is you need to be open and accepting in a high school, because 99% of the time, that's when, like, gay, lesbian, transgender people really start, like, expressing that they are that. Like, usually it's in high school when puberty hits you and you're like, I don't feel right, quote unquote. I don't think it's wrong to feel that way, but society, you know, has its right and wrong, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Anyways, my point is, like, that's when people are, like, start feeling these things, or they probably felt it for a long time, but they start expressing that they've been feeling it. Mm. So you need to open up other high schoolers' minds to that, so that you don't have, you know, the high school we went to where, like, everyone's a hillbilly redneck and hates the gays. Okay.
Some of the things you see on Facebook with these people still. Like,
I regret that I'm still Facebook
some of the things I see my
them.
family reblog.
Not
reblog. They're not on Tumblr.
They
repost and like share and all this. It's like
you cringe a little bit. Yeah.
Die a little inside.
Yeah.
Like when they're talking about that bill where, like, anyone can use whatever restroom they want, and they're like, oh my god, all these men can just go into the women's bathroom and blah, blah, blah.
As a man, I'm actually really insulted that, like, society has such little faith in men being able to control themselves that, like, Target opens up its restrooms to everyone, which makes me happy, because if I've got to pee and the women's room is closer, thank you, honestly. Well, at this point, it's just a restroom, but you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not going in there because I want to see titties. I'm going in there because I have to pee.
Yeah, and it's like, the women's bathroom, anyways, it's stalls.
Right.
No one's gonna be, like, sticking, like, a phone underneath the stall to, like, look at some lady.
I don't know, I'm just really offended that, like, so many people in society are like, men cannot control themselves.
Yes, oh my god.
And like, all these perverts are gonna use this bill to go into the women's bathroom and be perverts. It's
and
like,
my thought is, like, if perverts were gonna go into the women's bathroom to be perverts, they'd be doing it anyways.
Yes, Kenny, oh my gosh. So,
and like North Carolina too.
So many snaps to the thing that, like, men can't control themselves. Like, somebody was saying the other day about how, like, oh, well, like, women should just dress like, they don't have to dress modest, but you should be inclined to, because it, helps keep men from sinning, and if you could do something to help keep men from sinning, why wouldn't you do that? And it's like, why do you think
men not sin?
Why do you think that, like, men are so unevolved monsters that they're gonna see a little boob or shoulder or something and they're gonna be like, oh, gotta sin? Like, it's just like
oh my god, it's a bra strap. I'm so attracted to that bra.
I can't focus anymore. My boner is too hard.
Yes.
Oh no, because I saw a strap.
Mm-hmm.
That shows they have bras, which mean they have boobs, and then boobs means sex, and sex means hard in my pants.
Miss Abigail, what's up?
I saw a post earlier today about this newscaster lady who's wearing, like, this cocktail dress type thing, and they, like, pulled her aside and had her put, like, a cardigan on because they were getting emails from people that, like, were watching the news program for weather. And they were saying that she looked like she came right from a party to work, or she was, like, coming from cocktail hour to work because of this dress. And it was literally just, like, a black dress. Wasn't, like, form-fitting at all. It was just sparkly, and it had, like, spaghetti straps.
Oh my god.
And they made her put a cardigan on, like, made a big deal out of it on the news channel. I'm just like, this is disgusting.
Yeah.
Society has got some things to fix. But, we've actually hit time, so... That was we actually had, like, a really great discussion.
Yeah, weird.
That never happens on here. I hope people watch this one.
Yes, this is what I try to have. This is what we need to do.
Right. Oh my god, yeah, that was really good, and I kind of wish we could keep going, but we have stuff to do, and you have stuff to do, and it's fine. Also, it's almost 11, so...
But yeah. So, wrapping this up.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Agree with us, disagree,
yeah,
leave
it down
comment.
in the comments. Yeah, Lindsay knows how to play the YouTube game.
Yeah.
If you have anything you want us to talk about,
doesn't matter if it's controversial.
You can also
we'll
leave it on the
talk
comments below. Otherwise, yeah, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Give the video a like if you liked it, and yeah, join us in the next 2 weeks when we talk about something more.
And let's
I kind of want to continue this discussion about gender and stuff because I'm very passionate about being a feminist. So
yeah, I have more things to say, so we can.
Me too, honey. Me too. But yeah, join us in the next 2 weeks when we probably continue this. Maybe if we remember. All right.
Maybe some ASIN talk.
Oh yeah, ASIN talk. Yeah,
if we remember.
Okay. Well, bye everybody.